Have you read a story in the Draoithe Saga and come away with a classic case of immersion after effect? Let me guess, there are questions which remain unanswered even as the magic expanded, adding another layer to the dream. The grand desire to turn the page to discover what happened next ended with the last leaf turned. If you're asking where the remedy for the book hangover is, you know the answer: read another story. But you aren't ready for the next tale, not yet. The dust needs to settle before you pick up the next volume. So you have found your way here. You aren't alone. Even the author can't get enough. As you hear this, Ophelia Key writes on. But allow me to offer you a possibility, a reflection on the tale you recently finished, and a way to revisit the story to ease the story blues. Welcome to the Draoithe Saga After Party. Warning, spoiler alerts ahead. Turn back now if you wish to read the story blind.
Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're plunging into this hidden world. It's a blend of myth, legend, urban fantasy.
Yeah, it sounds like quite a mix.
Definitely. We're pulling from excerpts of a book called Lord of Dragons. And this seems to be like an entry point to a bigger story. The Draoithe Saga.
That's it. And our deep dive today is really about exploring this universe. You know, a place where fairy tale creatures are real. Apparently walking around Tyler, Texas, of all places.
A version of Tyler, Texas, I guess you won't find on Google Maps.
Probably not, no.
So our mission then is to unpack the sort of core ideas here, get to know some key characters, and really follow one relationship that seems central in these pages.
Exactly. It's through their story, their personal journey, that you really see the history and the drama of this whole saga unfold.
It's like a quest for us almost, to understand how ancient magic, modern life, how they collide.
Right. And how finding your purpose, maybe even your freedom, might actually depend on finding your destined partner, your life mate.
Okay, let's unpack that world then. What is the Draoithe Saga actually about, according to these sources?
Okay, so basically a saga is, a long story of heroic stuff, a group's history.
Right.
But this saga, it's specifically about founding an immortal kingdom, the Leindio.
The Leindio, okay.
And their goal seems to be restoring magic's balance. There's this opposing force called Peter Elliot they're fighting against.
So a classic good versus evil setup, maybe?
Sort of, but the way it's told is interesting. It's through the eyes of the people involved, often focusing on couples, finding hope through their connection to this new kingdom.
Very personal stakes within an epic story. And it's set, as we said, in this magical version of Tyler, Texas. Primarily, yes, at least in these excerpts, the main time frame seems to be around Zero's to-do text, but the past keeps bubbling up. It's relevant.
And other kingdoms get involved later on?
Seems like it, yeah. It expands beyond Texas eventually. It's like the ordinary world has this whole hidden layer just beneath it. We should probably also mention the genre here. It's pretty specific in the notes.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's clearly labeled steamy urban fantasy, paranormal romance.
With fated mates, capital F, capital M.
Exactly. And it comes with warnings, mature audience, adult themes, fantasy violence, and explicit sexual situations.
So, yeah. Good to know going in, the stakes are high everywhere, it sounds like.
Incredibly high. Which you see right away when we meet the two central figures in these pages, Emerick Driscoll, or Ash.
Ash, okay. He's a 629-year-old dragon shifter. Whoa.
Yeah. Lord of Dragons, apparently resurrected, and he's searching for his fated rider, a Valkyrie.
And he finds Leonora de Souza, or Raven.
Right. She starts as a car manager, believe it or not, but becomes a Valkyrie, and also a maned wolf shifter. It's a lie.
A lot of transformation.
And Ash immediately sees her as his Valkyrie treasure, someone he's literally dreamed about for centuries. Finding her isn't just destiny, it's essential for him, for his own balance, his freedom.
But when they meet, Raven's not exactly in a great state, is she?
Not at all. The sources paint a really grim picture. She's broken, dying, timid, way too thin, physically messed up after being rescued from kidnappers.
And struggling mentally too, right? Accepting she's not human anymore.
Hugely. Which highlights how healing works here. It's not just physical. Ash's brother Blaze helps physically, even gives her blood.
Wow.
But Ash knows her deeper trauma needs something else. It needs, Dreamwalkers.
Dreamwalkers. Okay, tell me about them.
Well, we meet characters like Grizz, he's a Kodiak bear dreamwalker.
Bear, yeah.
And Eli, an alpha tigress, also a dreamwalker. And Calic. They literally go into Raven's mind, into her dream, which is a nightmare at first.
So magic here can directly mess with your head, your memories.
Seems like it. They guide her in the dream, but they also fix things for her. Because she's too weak, they're preserving her strength.
That's intense.
Yeah.
And this intervention has consequences, right?
Practical ones. Absolutely. They leave very specific instructions. She needs serious rest, food, water, and this is key, no magic. Absolutely none for 2 weeks.
Why no magic?
To let her body and mind heal naturally. Let the shifting happen on his own time. And they tell her she has to tell Ash so he can shield her. She's vulnerable to outside magic.
Makes sense. So she wakes up starving.
Ravenous. Which confirms the Dreamwalkers did something. Ash is there, comforting her, confirming the rules.
And they talk about the implications.
Yeah, even the small stuff, like no kissing Ash for 2 weeks because that involves, magic or energy transfer or something, shows how fast their connection is becoming central.
So even while she's fragile, this bond is forming. Magically, too.
Oh, definitely. Ash makes this powerful oath. He pledges his spear and magic as Lord of Dragons, swears no harm will come to his rider.
And she accepts.
She does. Touches his head, says the words. It's a formal, magical binding right then and there.
And then they go flying, almost immediately.
Pretty much. He shifts into his huge black dragon form she gets on. It's described as more of a glide at first.
And her reaction.
Pure wonder. She calls it amazing, feels tingles. The magic's starting to flow between them.
Which leads to this whole thing about energy.
Yeah, the mechanics. Ash explains dragonflight with a rider needs this specific energy. Sequel energy, it's called.
Weaker energy.
Which is stored from sex. Intimacy.
Ah.
But he reveals that their first 2 kisses, just kissing, surprisingly gave him enough energy for that short flight.
Wait, really? Just from kissing?
Apparently. But he rushes to tell her, no, I wanted the kisses for you, the energy was just a bonus.
Yeah.
He tells her she's everything, wants everything with her. It links the magic need directly to his desire for her.
That's intense. And there's more magic happening too, right? The fire.
Dragon fire. It sort of flits over his skin where she touches him. He kisses her. Things get heated. She sees the fire, freezes for a second.
I would too.
Right, but she breathes it in. Doesn't burn, just feels tingles. Then a flame actually jumps from him to her hand.
Whoa.
It shows her connection, her potential. But he takes it back, says she can't wield it yet, not until she's fully his Valkyrie.
So from this intense personal stuff, they go check out the kingdom.
Draoithe.
Exactly. Ash takes her to see the main building. It looks like a big alpine ski lodge overlooking a lake. Kind of a cool image, right? Myth meets rustic charm.
Yeah, unexpected. And she's into it.
She seems captivated.
Yeah.
Especially the idea of managing a bar there, the Lost Lenore. She's looking for a place, a purpose in this new world.
And we learn more about the kingdom itself, how it's run.
We do. Luke, the dire wolf king, he's the leader, and he's very clear. This is his home. He leads a pack, not an army.
An attack, okay. Different dynamic.
Totally. And he accepts Ash and Raven into the pack, treats Ash like an equal, not a servant. And get this, apparently Raven negotiated for Ash to live there with her. It's in their contracts.
Wait, seriously. The dragon has to follow the Valkyrie's wishes contractually.
Seems so. It really flips the script on power dynamics, shows how important that bond is within the kingdom's rules.
Wild. But there's still a threat hanging over them, right? This Peter Elliot guy. Oh yeah. While they're touring, they talk about him and his allies. Specifically, these triplet dragons. Inferno, Blast, and Pyro.
Triplet dragons. Sounds bad.
They're described as products of necromancy. Not like Ash and his brothers, who were sort of broken and rebuilt as honorable warriors. These triplets lack safeguards. They can harm the weak.
Yikes.
Ash suspects they're how Elliot finds immortals. And it's mentioned dragons are basically invincible, except to Valkyries, with their specific spears under specific orders.
Foreshadowing mice.
You could say that, because this threat becomes very real, very fast. The triplets attack Draoithe with their riders.
So battle time.
Yep, the pack members gear up. But Raven and others who are weaker or recovering, they're whisked away. Remember the Dreamwalker's orders. No magic for 2 weeks.
Right, protection is paramount.
Exactly. So the battle itself shows off some unique stuff. Luke fights Inferno. Grizz and Luke have this shared gift. The stillness, or inverting the dream.
Bounces those at.
It's like they can slow time, see outcomes, different angles, allows them to coordinate attacks with crazy precision.
Whoa, like bullet time, but magical.
Kind of. So Grizz goes after Blast, Ash fights Pyro, others fight the Riders, it's chaotic.
And using the stillness, Luke and Grizz see a way to win.
A specific way, and it's controversial. Calic freezes the dragons, Fox freezes the riders, calls them oath breakers, traitors. Then Luke gives Ash a direct command.
Woke command.
Turn these women.
Turn them. Like, bite them.
Yeah, magic forces Ash to obey Luke, his king. Even though he clearly hates harming women, he bites them. They become partial Valkyries. Fangs, no wings.
Oh, man. Okay, then what?
Fox sends the women back to their dragons. And these partial Valkyries, they drive their spears into the dragons' hearts.
Wow.
The dragons turn to ash, and then the women just collapse, burst into flames themselves.
What? That's brutal.
It is, and Fox is totally drained from the magic involved.
How does Ash react to all this? He's forced to start it.
He's stunned, dumbfounded, but he collects the spears. The sources show him wrestling with the guilt, but he kind of justifies it. They chose to side with the evil that hurt Raven.
A grim justification.
It is. But ultimately, he reaffirms his loyalty to Luke, sees his king's superior vision, decides the outcome was, his word, cleaner for the pack, minimizing their losses.
Wow. And Luke explains himself. The stillness.
Yeah, he talks about how it works time slowing, seeing angles, says it's tied to his own past trauma, turned a wound into a gift. He emphasizes needing real ones in his pack, not yes men. It sort of validates Ash's difficult acceptance.
Heavy stuff. Meanwhile, what's happening with Raven? She was taken away before the battle.
Right, she's back at the house, still recovering mentally. Then suddenly, Ash's scent triggers something.
Uh-oh.
She shifts into her maned wolf form for the first time, like really shifts outside of a dream.
And she experiences it fully.
Tail, paws, barking, howling, licking Ash, the whole deal. But then she panics because she can't figure out how to shift back. That loss of control must be terrifying.
Yeah, after everything else. How does she get back?
Ash guides her, calms her down, explains magic is about thought, a strong mind, tells her to focus on being a woman, there's a bright light, and poof, she's back, naked.
Or maybe not.
Well, she realizes something, her being naked totally gets Ash going. Makes him all hard, as the text puts it. She sees she has this power over him now, this influence.
Okay, so wolf shifting, checked. What of the Valkyrie part? That happens too.
It does, and it's tied directly back to that sequel energy thing. They need more energy for Ash's magic, for flying.
Oh, the intimacy connection again.
Right. And during this intense encounter, there's dragon fire involved. Soul fusion happens at climax.
Soul fusion.
Her fangs descend. She drinks Ash's blood. He bites her, drinks from her. It completes their mating bond.
And after that?
She's physically transformed. She gets these incredible feathered wings, black, then crimson, then white, temporary fangs. She can command dragon fire now and potentially fly in human form. She is a Valkyrie.
That's huge for her. But you mentioned it impacts Ash too. In a big way.
This is maybe the most significant part for him. Because they're bonded, Ash gains a new ability. He can shift only his wings and fly in human form.
Just his wings.
Yeah.
While human.
Yeah, and the sources explicitly state this is the first time in his entire 600 plus years he's ever been truly free. He could never fly alone before or like this. Her transformation, their bond, literally unlocks his freedom.
Oh, that's profound. Her becoming herself sets him free.
Exactly. It's a really powerful connection.
So they've gone through all this trauma, battle, transformation.
Yeah.
What's next? Do they officially join the pack?
They do. There's a formal fealty ceremony. It involves letting a spear made for Raven Druid magic involved there.
A spear just for her?
Right. They swear oaths to each other. Valkyrie protects Dragon, Dragon protects Valkyrie. But interestingly, they swear fealty to the Druid Council, not directly to Luke.
To a council? Why not the king?
Luke explains it. It's a safeguard. As the top king, the Rirurek, if he ordered a dragon's death, it could apparently mean his own end too. Some magical feedback loop. So he gives that power, that responsibility to the council.
Smart move. Protects himself in the hierarchy.
And then Luke drops another bombshell. A prophecy. About the dragons, Ash and his brothers, created for specific riders, sealed away for 6 centuries, waiting for the true king to set them free.
Let me guess. Luke is the true king.
Ash accepts that Luke is this foretold Firewolf king. And this ceremony, their joining the pack, is the act of setting the dragons free, fulfilling the prophecy.
So Ash's freedom is tied to prophecy too.
It all connects. They grasp forearms. Luke confirms Ash is now a dragon better than he'd been before. His destiny and freedom finally align.
So life settles down a bit at Draoithe after that.
It seems to start normalizing, yeah. Raven practices flying in human form, imagine that, soaring around. And we see glimpses of other Valkyries find new roles, starting businesses in the kingdom.
Like what?
A jeweler, a florist, coffee shop manager, dancer, cosmetologist. It reinforces that Draoithe is becoming a real community, a sanctuary where belonging is key. They feel safer there, like it's a better life.
So looking back then, we've traced this incredible arc. Raven goes from basic dying and lost to this powerful Valkyrie, finding freedom, finding her place. And Ash finds his freedom through her, all within this hidden kingdom in Texas.
Yeah, you see how personal healing, these deep bonds, the weird magic mechanics, even prophecy, it all just weaves together.
What really stands out, I think, is how important self-acceptance seems to be. Raven embracing who she is now.
And trust. Trusting Ash, trusting Luke, trusting the pack.
Right. That combination seems key not just to survive, but to unlock power and real freedom.
It's a cool insight from these sources, isn't it? That sometimes the biggest magic is just accepting yourself, finding where you belong, even with all the ongoing threats.
Yeah, and the threats are ongoing, it sounds like.
Oh, definitely. The end of these excerpts hints at more stories. There's a mention of Smoke, Fox's friend, and his complicated relationship with someone named Kira.
So the drama continues.
Always. It suggests that even after these huge transformations, life, with all its challenges and complexities, carries on in Draoithe.
Which leaves us with a final thought, maybe. Considering Raven and Ash, fulfilling that prophecy, finding a freedom neither expected, it really makes you wonder, doesn't it? In a world like this, full of hidden magic and faded bonds, what does being truly free actually mean?
Thank you for your support. For more, visit opheliakey.com. Welcome to the dream. Sincerely. Okay.